Ain't no Migos working today. They probably ain't coming back to work. Them people is not playing, boy. I don't know when this school gonna get built now, y'all. They ain't playing in Charlotte. I tell you that right now.
The only guy who showed up to work today.
Do you guys hear that? Yeah, me neither. This job right here, there's about 3 people working currently. It's just sad, man. It's really sad. Not one single person in sight. It's crazy, man. A lot of people don't realize how this affects the economy so much. I mean, who's gonna finish building this building if everyone that is capable of doing it is getting taken? On the bright side, for those that are okay with it, come work. There's a lot of positions that need to be filled and long hours and no AC, no heat. We'll be waiting.
Construction sites in North Carolina are completely empty right now, specifically Charlotte, but you're seeing so many projects being put to a halt as, a lot of operations are being taking place within some of these cities and some of these, sites. And it sucks to see, guys, when we talk about how Trump campaigned, he's specifically talking about going towards the criminals and, we're going to clean out all the drugs and all these different things. However, they are targeting a specific color of people, Hispanic, we've seen that already. Next, I've seen they, targeted blacks as well. People of color is their target, of practice right now. And it's so crazy to see how it is affecting so many people. And even as we look at some of the people and the detainments that are happening at this site, a lot of them were already citizens within the United States. And there was probably just a few within a bunch who got, swept up. But at the end of the day, guys, we talk about North Carolina. A lot of them, they really did vote for this within this, they're not a deep red, but they lean heavily towards Trump and a lot of these policies within this past election. It sucks to see, but at the end of the day, it's going to devastate the entire construction industry right now as a whole. And, this guy right here, I think he's a boss or he owns some of these construction sites. So he is dealing with the effects of a lot of the policies that he voted for.
The country's pretty divided, but I want to let you know it affects everyone. The policies, good and bad. There's good and bad with each policy. The ICE situation that's going on right now is pretty tough for a lot of people. And as someone told me at lunch that we voted for it, we did vote for it. But the reality of it, there is casualties of war, I guess you'd say, that come with it. Some people are getting deported that probably shouldn't be. Some people are concerned about it to the point where they won't even go out. And what I'm saying there is we had 2 different job sites today that their sheetrock guys did not show up. So the superintendent calls the sheetrock crew and they said, hey, these guys are in Charlotte, ICE is in Charlotte, and they're picking people up left and right. We're not coming out. So on 2 different construction sites, we had sheetrock guys. And not to say that they're all illegal, because there may be 1 in the bunch or 2 in the bunch of 50 people.
Yep, and this is the problem, guys. They're just scooping up all of the people. They don't care what color. They don't care if you have your papers or not. They are just scooping you up, and they're including everybody within the bunch. It's all targeted towards people of color, and we've seen this across the board. And like I said, when we talk about people and how they wanted this whole thing, they were supposed to be going after criminals. However, they are going to areas where farms, they're going to grocery stores, they're going to landscaping sites and construction sites. And we're seeing it's impacting all of these industries. I'm gonna make a video about that a little bit later on. But guys, it sucks. And to see how all this is unfolding, and like I said, he said he voted for it. I don't think it's a casual war. I think this is just what they wanted, in terms of how this whole process is going on. And by all means, I agree with him as well. I'm not saying have an open border. I'm not saying let everybody within the country as a whole. That's not what I'm saying. But there should be a cleaner process for this entire situation instead of just grouping everybody up together and sending them to some cage to just sit until they get the process going.
They're not coming out because the concern of being harassed even the ones that are legal, they feel like they're going to be harassed either way.
Yep.
I hate the fact that people are getting harassed, and I'm not sure how it goes. It's kind of like anything else. I'm sure agents that are doing it exactly by the book, and there's some agents that are probably doing it a little bit differently.
Yep.
So people are being harassed that shouldn't be, but you're also taking a lot of people that shouldn't be in the country, back to the legal process to go through the process the way it should be done. So good and bad, guys. I voted for secure borders. I voted for that, and that's what we want still. I don't really like the fact that it obviously affects people in a personal way where people are afraid to go to work. But it's kind of like war. There's casualties of war that you never anticipate happening, but it happens.
Yeah, and casualty of war. And I'm curious to see how these next few months, these next few weeks are going to affect his business. And I'll follow along. And I'm not, wishing anything ill on him, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a part of the system. This is where we are right now within the country. But like he said, he's got entire teams that are not showing up, entire projects that are not, continuing. So, hopefully he's able to find replacements and, get the ball rolling. But at the same time, this is how it works.
The amount of people that didn't show up today is unsettling. The people who did show up are out here risking their lives for their family. There's been multiple helicopters flying over the job site. And like one of my coworkers said, it's not if they show up, it's when they show up. When and if they show up, this job site is not going to move forward. 95% of the people out here is brown. It's 10 till 12, and there's usually like 3 food trucks out here and like ladies selling food out their car.
Yep, and like I said, this is going to be catastrophic to so many businesses, and even as we talk about this guy as well, and shout out to the creator, his name is Steve Ross Real Estate. I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, I've seen so many people, so many business owners who support a lot of these policies, but also they also understand that the job market is scarce within these areas. So when we talk about applications coming in and people actually trying to show up to come to work at a lot of these job sites, it's pretty sparse. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see how companies like these, rebound, and especially as they're losing so many of their workers. I'm very curious because even when we talk about, the areas of like farming, for example, they are dealing with this on the other end as well.
I own a farm in North Carolina, and I can tell you for a fact that these raids will not make our state more safe, but they will make it more expensive, and it will be a stain on all of us. In May, when we start harvesting strawberries after the toll of deportation raids and the psychological trauma inflicted on the Latino communities continue to fester, farms like us aren't going to have our usual labor. We've already been told there's going to be a shortage. I spoke with one farmer who's posted locally for jobs harvesting produce for 10 years, and he's never had a local person apply. He doesn't even know what he's going to do next year. The people being rounded up are hardworking individuals, not criminals, and the blunt force tactics are only meant to make people afraid. They're not targeted. They're biased against people who don't look like me. Many of the people affected are working on our farms, building our houses, constructing our roads. They're the hardest working people I know. They're humble and kind with actual family values. I believe a day of reckoning will come, but unfortunately not just for the people perpetuating this awful tragedy, but for us as a country for letting it happen.
Absolutely, 100%. And like he said, the guy had a job posting for 10 years and did not get one local application for the role. That's the point that I'm trying to make, right? Like when people are, supporting these policies, what is the alternative, right? When you don't have a lot of people in certain areas around the country who are lining up to get these jobs, what do you do at that point? Are you just going to scoop up all the people, regardless of if they are citizens of the country or not? You're just going to scoop them up and send them on out versus creating a process, right? Like a lot of the people, especially the ones who are undocumented, who are already here, a lot of them been here for for a while now. And they, I don't know why they haven't taken the steps to, get the papers that they need to stay within the country. But the ones who they've been here for a while, they're just here working super hard and trying to make a better life for their families. They're not the criminals that you guys speak of. They're not the people who are doing all these crazy things that they all say that they're doing, but they're just here to work super hard and make a better life for their family. And that's the problem that I have with this whole thing, where you're just scooping up all these people who are not doing anything bad. However, they are not citizens of the country. But I get it. I understand, because I'm not, promoting the open borders. I'm just promoting a system to be put in place. That's all I'm saying. Create a system that actually works.
Just no customers. No customers. People are scared to come out. It's hard. It's hard for my community. For example, normally like on a Sunday, we would have like all 6 registers going at all time. 2 registers, maybe 3, but the sales as far as that has gone down. But not only the sales, it's just like our regular customers. Our regular customers, we don't wondering, make sure they're okay. Or like our regular Sunday customers. We didn't see none of them.
Yep, and like I said, it's spreading across the entire industry. It sucks to see how all this is unfolding, but at the end of the day, this is just what is going on right now within America.